You guys are going to help us figure out who is the best roster of MLB rookies between the two that are picked tonight. So, without further ado, let's dive into it. Rec, you're up first, and we'll even get the draft. Yeah, we got the draft chimes and everything. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
Professional.
Rec, you are on the clock with the number 1 pick in the 2024 MLB Rookie Draft. Let's get it.
Doc, I'm sorry.
Go right ahead.
With the first overall pick, I am taking starting pitcher Paul Skeens from the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah. Honestly, I kind of figured you were gonna go first. I was just thinking like, okay, who would be my second pick after Skeens? I was doing a lot with that. But yes, right. Paul Skeens. He hasn't played much yet this year. Okay, now he's only played 33 innings, has a 2.43 ERA, but his stuff is dominant. Like he's still gotta get up to where he can pitch like 7, 8, 9 innings. But like his stuff, like good luck hitting it. If you want to know how much the entire league respects this man, he got a standing ovation outside of Pittsburgh. Just 2 days ago, he was throwing a shutout against the St. Louis Cardinals, and Cardinals fans gave him a standing ovation after he left the field for the final time that day. Yep. I mean, the only one that gave up was by the bullpen in the 9th inning.
Yeah, that's
this dude is going to be. I mean, yeah, that's fair. This dude is going to be one of the faces of the MLB soon enough. You know, of course, Shohei's the main face, but you still want to get some of these younger guys in there. Paul Skeens will be a face of baseball coming up. Bank on it.
Not to mention, he's dating Livy Dunn, which he's won.
I was just gonna say
he's won in life.
He's
too.
Winning on and off,
on and off the
field.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's winning a lot.
Yeah, that man takes no L's. Even if he loses in real life, he's not off the field. That's funny. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, as a Pirates fan, you know, I'm diehard them. You know, I'm diehard Pirates, but you know, since he came in, you know, you noticed back in the beginning of May on the 11th when he only went 4 innings, but he struck out, I think 7, and then Friday against the Cubs, he struck out 11 and struck out, I forget how many, I think 6 or 7 in a row. It was crazy, but he's as advertised. He just got to get his pitch count a little bit. You know, he's averaging, I think, 90 some pitches, but he's only going 5 through 7 innings. But he's going to be a force to come, you know, a force to be reckoned with for a while. So, you know, a 2.43 ERA, under 1 WHIP. So, I mean, he's a great choice. I mean, I honestly, he was probably going to be my first, but since I knew that you won the draft, I'm going to go with Louis Gill from the Yankees as my top, my number 1 draft pick in the first round. He's 8-1.
Gill.
Yeah, he's 8-1, 2.04 ERA, 90 Ks. He's top 12 in strikeouts, 5th in WHIP, tied 4th for wins. He's leading a Yankees team that has been on fire. They're 49-22. I know they lost today to the comeback Royals, but he's been a steady workforce for them. He's had 14 strikeouts against the White Sox, then 8. Then 9, and then 6. You know, he's the guy for them. He's the ace. He's their go-to. He's also the odds-on favorite to win the AL Rookie of the Year at -184. But for me, this is a guy that has dominating stuff. When he goes out on the bump, you know you have a really high chance to win. He's high octane. You know, he brings it every night. For me, he's the closest version, I think, to Skeens that we're going to see on that side of the house, in the AL side. That man brings straight fire and intensity, and I just think that he is more than worthy of being a first-round pick.
Yep. Checks out. So with my Go see with the second pick. I've been going back and forth between two guys.
I know who two you're probably talking about.
Yeah, two guys. I'm going to stay in the division.
I knew it. I knew it.
For the second pick, I'm going another starting pitcher, Shota Imanaga. Another starter from the Chicago Cubs.
Now, real quick, is there a rule that we need to pick like certain pitchers or like fielder? It doesn't matter. It's just the best rookies, correct? Yeah. Okay, all right. Just making sure.
Yeah, it's not just infielders or anything. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, almost all of them are
regardless of position. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Almost all the top rookies are pitchers. It'll be hard to find like a good, but like multiple good infielders and outfielders in this scenario. But Shota Imanaga. Let me put you like this. He had a bad game recently. He had a bad game where he gave up 7 against the Milwaukee Brewers. His ERA is still under 2. After a terrible game, after just one game where he wasn't on for whatever reason, he is still one of the most dominant pitchers. Not even just one of the most dominant rookie pitchers, one of the most dominant pitchers in baseball. But yeah, he is older because he played a lot of his career in Japan. But again, you're throwing a 1.96 ERA. Sorry, throwing a 1.96 throughout 69 innings so far. Pretty much every time you're on the bump, your team wins no matter what. Like the Cubs have had issues with the bullpen and some issues here and there with the offense, but they know like every time Imanaga comes on, there's a very good chance that they win. I mean, his stuff's insane. I think he's one of the guys that brought the forkball over. I'd have to check again to make sure. And still already has 72 strikeouts to just 11 walks. If we talk about how Skeens, like he'll get there eventually. When he gets there, he will eventually be better than Imanaga, but as of now, Imanaga looks like a Cy Young candidate. In his rookie year, he should be at least in the conversation for winning the Cy Young Award. No questions asked.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, that's a fantastic second pick. I figured it was going to be between him and somebody else that'll get named later. I'm actually not going to go with the other guy. I'm going to surprise you with my second pick as well, and you'll see why. Right. And I think you'll agree with me. But with Imanaga, I mean, I obviously as a Pirates fan and you as a Cardinals fan, we see this guy all the time. You know, he pitched a gem against us. He has this disgusting pitching. He's just absolutely filthy. You know, even with that big blow up that he had against Milwaukee, he's still a dominant pitcher. I still think he's going to be near the top or at the top at the end. So even him at 2 is still like I could have taken him as my 1, but I wanted to go AL. I absolutely could have went with Imanaga. He is absolutely worthy of a first round pick as well. He is filthy. But my second pick goes to a young guy out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Mason Miller is my second pick, and here's why. He plays on arguably the worst team in baseball, not named Chicago. Okay, he's in Oakland. Okay, now hear me out. He has 12 saves. He's tied 10th on the worst team, arguably the worst team in baseball. His ERA is 2.4. Okay. Now he's a reliever. He's not a starter. He has 55 strikeouts, which has him in the top 100 in all of baseball in strikeouts. He's near the top in everything that you could think of in categories for rookies, saves, all that. He's up there. This kid throws over 100, 101, 102. He has a devastating breaking ball. His slider's disgusting. You know, I told you, Rec, that I was going to be a homer, but not quite like Pirates homer. But yes, this kid is from Pittsburgh. He grew up about 20 minutes from my house. I actually got to watch this kid play in high school. He is filthy. But, you know, he's got roughed up the last couple of days, but he's projected for 127 strikeouts as a closer. Okay. So that should tell you what you need to know. And he's projected for 56 games, but 127 strikeouts. With, I think his K9 right now is 15.5, by the way, as a closer, just so you know, which is absolutely ridiculous. He's 25. He is one of the odds-on favorites. Again, in the AL. Unfortunately, for him, he's got to be in a league where Louis Gill is also leading the staying there. And I'm somehow in the all AL. You're somehow all NL so far, but Mason Miller is absolutely worthy of a second round pick.
Yeah, he keeps flying under the radar for me for whatever reason. His stuff is amazing. I don't know why.
Really good.
Yeah, I don't know how I guess probably because he plays for Oakland, but he definitely shouldn't be flying under the radar.
Right.
Again, I'm stuck between two guys again for my third pick. Again, like, we just gotta keep going pitching because that's what's dominating this rookie class.
Yep.
For once, I'm gonna actually leave the NL Central finally. I was thinking about taking another one of your boys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and leave the NL Central. I am going to go to Imanaga's country mate. I'm going with Yoshinobu Yamamoto, pitcher
Great
for
pick.
the LA Dodgers. He had a rough beginning to his career. His first few games he got roughed up, and since then it's just been dominance. I think he was starting out floating around like a 5.6 ERA, that kind of thing. He dropped it all the way down to a 3 ERA. He's just striking everybody out along with Tyler Glass now. 83 strikeouts in just 72 innings. It's a 10.4 K9. It's insane. Only has 24 runs given up. I'm actually looking to find exactly how rough it was how rough he was when he first kind of came onto the scene, but yeah, at this point, he went from is he cut out for this league to, oh yeah, nope, I don't want to face him. Oh, he's up, yep, I'll take the day off. I'm good. I don't need to see him.
Yeah, I mean,
his last 5 games, he just shut out the Yankees, who've been red hot. The Rockies, who are hot and cold depending on where they play, of course. Yeah, they're the Rockies.
Tread lightly. Tread lightly.
That's why lightly.
Big struggle against Cincinnati. Only gave up 2 runs against Arizona. Just quality start after quality start. But again, it was rough, but eventually this is who they expected to get. It's who they will continue to get as time goes on. It looks like he already has the exact numbers. He already has 5 outings where he hasn't given up a single run immediately.
Yeah.
So yeah, when this guy's on, there's nothing you can do to hurt him.
Right. And plus, it doesn't hurt that he's on the Dodgers,
Exactly.
Yeah, and you have a stacked top 3. I mean, arguably you probably already won the draft. So, I mean, the top 3 pitchers you have, imagine them on one roster, and you wouldn't have to worry about taking an L for 3 out of your 5 starts is insane. But I'm gonna go. I am gonna go with my homer pick here. I'm gonna go with Jared Jones of my Pirates. Yep. I have to take him here. I was going to take him too, but Mason Miller, I feel like, deserved to be up there with what he's done. The stats he's putting up as a closer on one of the worst teams in baseball. Still putting up stats, still getting those Ks. But Jared Jones, he's 4-5 on a very, very, very rocky Pirates team that has still not figured out who they are. One day they'll hit, the next day they won't. We saw that in the Card series. He has the 32nd best ERA in the league. At one point, it was much lower. The last couple of weeks, he's kind of struggled a little bit, as have the Pirates. But he has 79 strikeouts, which is 25th in the league. Averages almost 10 strikeouts a game. Batting average is under 220 allowed. He averages about 4.5 strikeouts to walks. His WHIP is 1.06, but on a very bad Pirates team, he was the guy, even more than Mitch Keller was. And then Skeens came along, and now we have that 3-headed monster. But Jared Jones was the one that got us going. And if you watch the beginning of baseball this season for us, he single-handedly carried us for those wins. You take a look at those. Even in his losses, he's given up 2 runs, 1 run, and 2 runs. No run support. But that's why I have him here as third. He could have went second. He has great stuff, high velocity, really good control. If he wasn't on the Pirates and somewhere else, he'd be up there with Skeens. I feel like as an ace somewhere. So that's why I have Jones as my third.
The future is bright in Pittsburgh at this point.
Pitching.
So
Don't say
top...
hitting. Pitching.
I mean, you still have Ke'Bryan Hayes and O'Neal Cruz.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
but
he
has not been hitting well. He's still so inconsistent too. It's frustrating because we do have the talent there. The hitting side of the house isn't operating as we should, but the pitching's there. Unless you talk about the bullpen, which we won't get into because I'll throw up on stream.
Yeah.
Bruh.
It's bad.
I'm gonna have to go back in the division here for my fourth pick. I'm going with the Milwaukee Brewers, but not the guy everyone expects. I'm not gonna go Jackson Chourio. Instead, I'm going for the new hot corner player with Joey Ortiz.
You took my pick.
That was your next pick?
Yep.
So Joey Ortiz here, third baseman for the Milwaukee Brewers. He's already batting a 2.85 ERA. Already has 5 home runs. You'd like a little bit more power to be there, but for a rookie, with the power he does have, and the contact he has, you'll take it. You are more than happy to take it. Only 31 strikeouts over 172 at-bats. But I keep Evan Karloff. I mean, I don't know if I was thinking about him. I definitely consider him, but I don't know if he counts as a rookie anymore. Yeah, back to Ortiz. Again, everything's not perfect, but again, when you're batting 285, you got solid power. You're not a defensive liability. You'll take it. You're more than happy to take whatever he gives. He's got a 1.7 WAR. Of course, we gotta have a hitter on here somewhere. Yeah, I talk all the time about the Brewers hitting before and after Craig Counsell. Joey Ortiz is a big piece to why they had to get rid of Counsell. This new guy, Pat Murphy, killing it in Milwaukee so far, and Joey Ortiz is a big reason as to why Pat Murphy's getting up there in the manager rankings already.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, he's been arguably the best thing for them, bringing up that young energy. Chourio has kind of cooled off a lot, but Ortiz has definitely stepped it up. So that's a fantastic fourth pick for your team. As for me, I'm gonna swing it over to the AL again, and I'm gonna go with Wilyer Abreu, the right fielder for Boston. Batting 272, 6 homers, 22 RBIs, 7 stolen bases. He's got speed. He can hit for power. He gets on base. He does what he needs to, and his fielding percentage is 967, which leaves a little bit to work on, but that's really good. He's done a really good job for Boston. They've been hanging around. He's part of the youth movement over there, and we've seen that a lot in baseball. But I just feel like for what he's done, I know he's hurt right now, but with what he's done and in that Boston lineup has been invaluable for them. He's bringing that youth energy with a lot of the veterans they have there. So that's why I have him at number 4.
Yep, makes sense. I think it's my turn to go for a homer. I mean, I'm not going with just the one of the best rookie hitters. I'm going with one of the best contact hitters in the National League.
Yeah,
I am going with rookie shortstop Mason Wynn from my St. Louis Cardinals. Mason Wynn, I mean, already a 302 batting average, and he had a rough couple weeks to begin the month of May. Even with that rough couple weeks, he's batting 302. And his defense isn't as good as it's expected, so he's got a 2.2 WAR already. He is just an on-base machine. Of course, his defense will eventually get there. I think he's got the second fastest, or the second most powerful arm for shortstops, only behind O'Neal Cruz of the Pirates.
right.
So pretty much, if you're trying to leg out a double play against him, good luck. Defensively, again, feeling needs a little bit more, but he only has 3 home runs. He did get his 3rd triple of the season earlier today against Pittsburgh. And strikeouts a little bit high, but with everything, and for a rookie, you would take a guy that's in the top 10 in batting average in the National League, behind guys like Luis Arias, who's back-to-back batting champion, behind guys like Shohei, behind guys like William Contreras, who was at 360 earlier this year. At this point, Mason Wynn looks like he can be a catalyst for this team for a long time. Simple. He gets on base, and then you'll have Nolan Arenado or Jordan Walker when he comes back up, drive him home. On base in a run machine. And low-key, like, once he develops, he can low-key be a 5-tool player. Didn't fly under a lot of radars because he's supposed to be defense first, but he can be that leadoff hitter for the Cardinals for decades.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's batting 302, leading the rookies by, I think, almost 30 points. The next one's like 279, I believe. So it's a great pick.
I think
3 triples. So you got the speed too. He's got a lot going for him. He's a multi-tooled athlete. Speed. He can hit for power if he absolutely needs to. The 8 stolen bases speak for itself. And yeah, you talk about his walks to strikeouts. I mean, he's young. He'll figure it out. But to me, that's another great pick. That's another great pick at 5. To have him, he's leading all the rookies in batting 300. That's invaluable, especially when you're in a division fighting for second through last is a half game apart. So he's doing what he needs to do to keep you guys in it, as you saw today. But for me, my 5th one, it's a little questionable. I could have went with some others, but I'm going with my boy Colton Cowser from the Orioles. On a team where they're star-studded with young guys and are absolutely going to be at the top or near the top with the Yankees when the season's over, the regular season anyway. He is more of a power guy than a contact guy, so he's 234 average, but he has 8 homers, 29 RBIs. He creates about 27.49 runs, which is on the higher echelon of the rookie class, which is good. His fielding percentage is near immaculate. It's .992. He has power. He has the pop. In his last couple games, he's kind of come down to earth a little bit, but he had a bomb against Atlanta in their win. He's batting about 300 in his last 6 or 7 games. He is someone that is still trying to find his role on this young Baltimore team. Obviously we have Corbin Burns, who's like arguably the clubhouse leader. He's like the vet, even though he's not really that old. But you look at their infield, and the average age is like 23, I think, or something like that, something crazy. But for me, I think Colton Cowser is a very good pick here at number 5. He brings everything to what you need for somebody to bring to the table. He can hit, he can field, he has a cannon. So, for me, I feel like him at number 5 is more than an easy pick for me.
Yep, sounds good. Yeah, that was definitely a high value pick. Like, everyone was talking about him early in the season as one of the top position players for rookies. Again, with all the pitches there, he just kind of gets buried under there, like some of these guys, like Abreu, like Ortiz, like Mason.
Right. I feel like we're leaving out so many good other names because it's top 5, but like Jackson Merrill has been good. We have a couple other big guys, out there like Wyatt Langford, Ceddanne Rafaela for the Red Sox. There's just so many other young rookies. Like, this is just literally the tip of the iceberg. You guys should go out there and Google these guys because some of these young guys are doing amazing things at 20, 21, 22 years old that I didn't think anybody was going to get to. So this has been a phenomenal year for rookies in baseball. You need to go watch it if you're not.
So everyone in the chat, go ahead and vote in the poll. Who do you think had the better draft? To recap, I had my top pick was a pitcher who's already displaying great stuff despite joining the show a little bit later than expected. I have two Japanese pitchers who just burst onto the scene. One of them obviously statistically the best in the game. I have a Brewers prospect that just kind of jumped out of nowhere, even though they have Jackson Cherio there. They have I have maybe the best contact rookie in the league.
Yeah, and I had the AL Rookie of the Year contender Louis Gill, Mason Miller, who's the Heat and the closer for the A's, has been phenomenal on even a worse team than the Pirates, the Oakland A's. Jared Jones, who plays for the Pirates and carried them early in the season before Skeens and Mitch Keller really picked it up. He was single-handedly carrying the Pirates to victories. Wilyer Abreu for the Red Sox and then Colton Cowser for the Orioles. So vote, guys. Let us know who you think has the best.
Guys, vote.
Who'd you take, Chris?
Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm looking at both of these, and I'm just, I mean, I haven't watched as much baseball, but I know that I mean, some of the highlights. I see the Paul Skeens. He's all over everything, obviously, with social media and everything else. You got the Imanga and Yamamoto. I love those big names, but I feel like under the radar, the top end of Docs looks pretty solid as well. Louis Gill, I think he got some value with a couple of his picks. Ooh, it's tough.
Kaiser was definitely a great value pick.
Yeah, you have a couple of big hitters as well, but from top to bottom, I like the value of Docs, I think. I like the value of Docs.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Makes sense.
I always knew I liked
Kristen's got to look different.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? How we doing?
All right. Everyone that just joined in, hurry up, vote in the poll. Who do you think had the best rookie draft? Out of all these baseball players, who do you think would make the best team together?
Welcome in, everyone, from Joe Quills, by the way. Everyone who's coming in.
We each have Doc wins.
Yeah.
Oh, see, we need to get more votes. That's all
right. Put it. You can run it back. Run it back. Run it back.
Okay, Doc says run it back. I'll run it back another 5 minutes now that we have more people here.
No, I wish I had Skeens. I didn't have the first pick, Joe. He did. He was able to take Skeens, so he went obviously with the unanimous. It was either one. Whoever won the first pick was going to take him, so he won.
Yeah.
For everyone who's coming over from Joe's stream, appreciate you being here. Thank you for popping in. Hope you had a great stream, JoJo. But good to have you guys here. We have Rec and Doc doing a little bit of a draft. So we're going, it's 1-1 back and forth, and whoever has the best draft is the winner. So vote, and see who is the best. We'll wait throughout this last vote, and then we'll wrap up everything on the stream for this evening. So thank you for popping in. By the way, who's your team?
I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, that too. I'm not gonna lie. Coming into this, I did not expect to have that top three. Like for the most part, like they were all like at least top 4, top 5 on my draft board. I thought maybe I'd be lucky and get 2 of them. I had no clue that I'd get Skeens, Imanaga, and Yoshi.
Yeah, because I went for more value. I went for different positions. I wasn't just going to do all starters because that's too easy. Everybody can do pick the 3 best starters from these teams. So I went arguably the best AL pitcher, then arguably the best AL relief pitcher / closer, and then I went with a guy that has single-handedly carried the Pirates and deservedly could have been a second pick. And if Paul Skeens wasn't called up, he would be a number 1. And then I went with Wilyer and Colton as supplementally at different positions. So that way I had different players on the board besides just pitching. Because we arguably could have just done all pitching if we really wanted to. But, it's been a great draft class for rookies.
As much as it wanted to spread out, get a little outfield, get a reliever, just couldn't, like... It's just so hard to do it. I mean, Venture was able to, with the 4th pick, go Joey Ortiz. Able to snag that from you. And I just felt like for number 5, I had to go the top rookie contact hitter.
Right.
But like that,
right.
honestly, I'm stealing a joke here from the Steelers fandom, but with the emergence of Wayne, you could call us Freemasons.
Oh boy, I knew that was coming. I knew you were
Yeah.
going to pull that
Well,
out.
now
I
you're
knew it.
banned.
Get him out of here.
Oh yeah, that was a big thing for the Steelers fan base with Mason Rudolph. I have taken that over here to St. Louis.
By the way, for
And
context,
it's even
I was just going to say, by the way, for
What?
context, Louis Gill is the current favorite for the Yankees as AL Rookie of the Year odds go, above Mason Miller and Abreu. Both of those guys are 5.5 to 1 in odds for AL Rookie of the Year. We got Louis Gill, obviously starting pitcher. Same with Mason Miller, right fielder Abreu. On the National League side, we have all three of the top favorites for the NL Rookie of the Year odds are all starting pitchers. Cubs, Pirates, Dodgers, Amanga, Skeens, and Yamamoto are all in the mix there. Amanga plus 160, Skeens plus 210, and Yamamoto plus 340. Guys, which value? Where are we getting the best value for both National League Rookie of the Year and American League Rookie of the Year? Who's going to make you the most money on value? Because Louis Gill, obviously minus 184 is the favorite, but are you getting the value?
Well, that's the thing. So what I did was I went with the perennial favorite one. The no-brainers was Skeens and Gill. And then Imananga and Yamamoto arguably should have went 2 and 2 for us across the board. But with what I did, I went with the guy that I would put my money down that if he can continue to do what he's doing, I think Mason Miller has a very good opportunity to win Rookie of the Year as a reliever / closer, just for the simple fact that the kid is pretty much unhittable unless he wants you to hit the ball. Like, it sounds funny, but like, go watch his film from this year. Go watch how he throws. Go watch his approach, his demeanor. For the value that he's at, with him being around 5 to 1, around with Jared Jones and all that, right at that value, put a couple bucks on it. It can't hurt. He's leading the closers. He's got 12 saves on a terrible team. He's on pace for, I think, 17 Ks per 9, which is astronomical for a reliever / closer. And if that doesn't get you to understand, go Google starting pitchers K9s and then go look at relievers K9s, and you'll see the averages are much lower than 17. So the fact that this guy is doing what he's doing, he's a young guy. Yeah, it helps that he's from Pittsburgh, but he has been a single-handed reason why the Oakland Athletics have won 12 games. He's literally, I want to say he's a harder throwing Eric Gagne. I know that's very early to say, and we know that Eric Gagne had a fantastic career, but just watch the way the man handles himself on the mound, and you'll see why.
Yeah, I'm thinking for Doc, like your team is probably like you're more of a well balanced team, while mine's more top heavy.
Right.
Like you've got the superstars, and then it kind of drops off after that with Ortiz, and then you just got more balance.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at it. Gill is the guy in New York. Mason Miller. A lot of people don't know about Mason Miller, so I wanted to make sure I got his name out there. He plays on the West Coast. Unless you're from out there, you're never going to hear about it, regardless of anything, whether you know the sport or not. Oakland does not get a lot of notoriety except for the fans wanting to not show up.
Reason.
Right, obviously, but I wanted to get him out there. The way he's thrown to start the season has been phenomenal for a reliever / closer. And then Jared Jones has single-handedly carried the Pirates before Skeens got called up. Take a look at his stats. They speak for themselves. Yeah, he's hit a little bit of a rough patch here, but he's also been carrying single-handedly the Pirates on his back. He doesn't get run support. He's still throwing Ks out there like crazy. He's matching Skeens, and like I said before, and I stand by it because I don't know if I said it before Joe came in, but if Skeens didn't come up when he came up, Jared Jones would be a front runner, because Jared Jones was having the season of his life. He was a sub 2.5 ERA, throwing 8 to 10 Ks a game, single-handedly winning games for the Pirates that had no business winning. He's part of that young trio that we have, Mitch Keller, him, and Paul Skeens. So the future's bright, but I just feel like Jared Jones is kind of one of the ones where you have two kids and one jumps in the pool and the other one's already floating, and then the kid starts sinking, and there's the parent holding up Paul Skeens. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that meme, but
Oh yeah,
it's literally like Jared Jones is sinking in the bottom as a skeleton, and the parents holding up Paul Skeens and Olivia Dunn. So
yeah.
just feel like
And then Mitch Keller's already down there.
right. Mitch Keller's already down there. You're right. But I feel like with Wilyer Abreu and Colton Cowser, these are all guys that they might be long shots, but they're on teams that they can contribute and get good quality at bats, get their numbers up.
All right.
So
I am Maddie.
Thank
Welcome
you for the
in.
follow,
Who's your
Maddie.
team and where you from?
But I just feel like with mine, I just feel like I give you more of a spread out, informative thing of the young guns in all the league. I mean, obviously you picked the three best pitchers, so arguably your top three are absolutely phenomenal. I mean, obviously you can't miss with Skeens. Imananga has been the best pitcher not named Skeens in the NL, regardless of them being in the Central, and then Yamamoto playing on arguably the best team in the NL, the Dodgers. So your top three trump mine, but I just feel like 1 through 5, you're getting value, like Chris had originally asked. You're getting value at number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
So, Rec, real quick,
Yeah.
who's your money on AL, NL? Who's going to make you the most money if you were to place a bet on each? Who's taking it home as of right now?
I mean, AL. I mean, you have to go with the favorite. You gotta go with Luis Gil.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's not like plus money. I know it's not the valuable option,
But it's
the option that's pretty much going to win.
Yeah, it's kind of like
it's
him or the field. You'll take him.
Yeah, it's what I told you with the Florida Panthers in hockey. The Panthers, they're not going to make you as much money betting wise, but you know what they will do? They're going to make you money. Period.
There you go.
In the NL, it's between Skeens and Imanaga. As of now, Imanaga would be the favorite, just because Skeens hasn't pitched enough. So if you want to go with a value pick, you could go Skeens here. Just because like when he does pick it up, as long as he keeps this pace, there's a very good chance he does win it. Like it's a whole lot closer than on the AL side. So if you want the value pick, you go Paul Skeens. If you want the favorite, you go Shota Imanaga.
There you go. I am Matty Ice. What's going on, Matty Ice from Tempe, Arizona? Welcome in. Good to have you here. Thank you for popping into our Thursday night MLB Power Hour. All right, guys. Well, this is a solid draft.